morning, students. Today we are going to start up with the first module, which is related with the costing fundamentals topic, that is Introduction to Costing Fundamentals. Let us know what is the need for cost accounting. Before going to the cost accounting topic, here there is a greater development in the industrial arena on account of liberalization, privatization, as well as the globalization. In particular, the cost accounting seems its set for a spectacular transformation. There has been a radical shift in the market power from industry to their customers because goods are produced according to its requirements of the customers. So let us know why we have to study regarding the cost accounting topic. As we have already know what is a financial accounting and why we have studied the financial accounting, out of which we will come to know the different financial statements that we are going to prepare, that every company is going to prepare in the organization, that is all three financial statements. It may be your trading account, profit and loss account, as well as the balance sheet. But out of that financial statements, it is very difficult to know what exactly is the expenditure or the cost that we are incurring into the organization for a particular product. That is the reason why we are into like we are going to study about the cost accounting. As we all know that industries are developing in a greater heights. All the industries they have got with new ideas. They are having some innovative thinking for minimizing up of their costs. So these innovative ideas, or it may be the creativity that they want to brought up, that they want to bring up into the organization, it incurs some of the cost that is in the organization. So to minimize the cost for manufacturing a particular product, we are calculating with the cost sheet that is related with the cost accounting. As we know, the technology is also developing nowadays. So the organizations or the manufacturing industries, they have to adopt this modern technology in their organization to meet the customers requirement. So at the same time, these new ideas, the creativity thinking or the innovative ideas that you have, or the technology that you want to bring up into your organization, it all affects in the organization. At the same time, it makes you to have an expenses in the organization. That is the reason why we have to minimize our cost. And when we minimize the cost of a particular product, you can have the maximization in their profits. So this particular modern era is also called as an electronic age. This electronic age has got several changes in the industrial sectors and cost accounting. Today, everywhere there is a vast development in the field of industry. It may be any industry, it may be a manufacturing industry, it may be a service-based industry, or it may be any other industry. We can see there is a vast development in the industries. That is the reason why we call it as an electronic age. On account of these developments of the industries, the modern industries, by using electronic instruments, require minimum cost of production as well as the maximum of profits. We can see this minimum cost of production and maximization of profits, where you can have good amount of profits in your organization. For this purpose, they all depends upon the financial statements. All the financial statements, that is the trading account, profit and loss account, as well as the balance sheet. But these financial statements will give you the information as a whole in the sense it gives you the entire business as a one unit. It doesn't give you what exactly the production department is incurring the cost. It doesn't give you what exactly the financial department is incurring the cost. It gives you comparing all the departments together. It provides you the information as a whole in total. So it means the entire industry is treated as one unit, and it is very difficult to locate the errors where exactly we are going wrong in the organization if something is going wrong in the industries. That is the reason why the modern management needs much more detailed information than the one supplied by the financial statements. We require something more information than the what the details or the information that is being provided by the financial statements, that is the trading account, P&L account, as well as the balance sheet. So in case the cost accounting has been primarily developed to meet these requirements. What are these requirements? Here these requirements is something which provides you the or it maintains the record, that is unit wise, process wise, as well as the job wise or the department wise in the organization. So we call it as cost accounting is a branch of the financial accounting. So it has to be developed in the organization or the industries. So here we say there were some of the limitations in the financial accounting which we were not able to find out or to overcome of those limitations. That is the reason why we developed the cost accounting topic in the organization. Then coming to the next point, let us discuss what exactly is the cost. Cost is nothing but it is the amount of expenditure or the amount of expenses that you are incurring for a particular cost objective or for a particular attributable cost objective. You are going to measure the resources what you are going to use or the resources that you are sacrificing to have a particular objective in your organization. In simple words, I can say that cost is nothing but it is a total amount of expenditure that is incurred for manufacturing a particular product in the organization. So, according to W.M. Harpur, let us have a look with one of the definition that has been given by W.M. Harpur. He says that a cost is a value. Okay, it is the value of economic resources used as a result of producing or doing the thing costed. Means it is the value of the economic resources. What are the resources here? The resources in the sense it can be the material, it can be the labor, it can be any other expenses that has got some value in itself, and that is what you are using in your manufacturing of a particular product. That is what is the meaning of this particular definition. That is, a cost is the value of economic resources used as a result of producing or doing the things costed. Okay, so here, as we know what is the meaning of cost in any organization, there are different types of cost where some organization use it, some organization use the other costs which are related, which we are in need of. We just have a look with those types of costs. So here you can have a look. There are around more than 20-25 different types of costs which are related with the manufacturing industries. Most of the organizations they don't use all the costs, but which is related to their organization, they just pick up with those costs, and whichever is necessary they just calculate with those particular costs. Coming to the first one, it is known as a historical cost. Historical cost, the term itself is telling us that the cost which has already incurred in the organization. Okay, means it is already it is called as a past cost, which is already incurred in the organization and which has been recorded in the books of cost accounting is known as an historical cost. Then comes the future cost. Future cost states you about all the cost that has to be happened in future. That is, you can predict the things that has to be predict. The future cost is something which you are going to predict what actually the cost that is incurring for tomorrow. That is what is known as a future cost. Then comes the replacement cost. Replacement cost is nothing but it is the replacement of the current assets or the current machineries which you are already having in your organization, and you want to replace with certain new market values or the new modern machines into your organization. At that same time, when you want to replace an asset, it is based on certain assumptions that if the asset is replaced now, the current market value that will be incurred for its replacement. Okay, then coming to the next one, that is a standard cost. Standard cost itself it is telling that it has got certain predetermined cost which is based on certain elements of cost. Maybe that is the material, maybe the labor or the overhead that we are going to think, or it is based on the scientific study. Means we are going to say that the standard cost is we are going to fix up certain amount or certain cost to that particular standard cost, and we are going to check out how this predetermined cost we are going to take into consideration for this particular uh, material or labor, or it may be an overhead. Then comes an estimated cost. Estimation is nothing but uh, we can say the assumptions. Okay, it is an approximate assessments of what the cost will be. Okay, we are going to check out what is the approximity of assessments that the cost will be. Maybe we can assume if I want to buy a material that is related with my industry, I'm going to check out what the cost will be tomorrow for purchasing up of this particular material in the market. That is what is known as an assumptions or the estimations that we are going to make related to the cost that we are going to incur into the organization. Then coming to the next one, that is the product cost. Product cost is nothing but the cost that has been directly related for manufacturing of a particular product is known as an product cost. Maybe for example, I have an industry, I'm manufacturing pens in my industry. So for one particular pen, how much I'm going to spend up the amount directly for manufacturing of that particular product, that is what is known as a product cost. Then comes the production cost. Production cost, it is something like where all the direct as well as the indirect cost that you are going to charge up for manufacturing of a particular product is known as an production cost. Then comes the direct cost, as it is as same as the product cost. Direct cost is similar to the product cost, where all the direct expenses like your direct material, direct labor, or any other direct expenses you are going to take into consideration in the direct cost is what is known as an direct cost. Whereas in case of the next one, that is the prime cost. Prime cost is nothing but it is an aggregation of the direct material cost, direct labor cost, as well as the direct expenses. Means it is when you total up all the direct cost, material, direct cost that is related to material, labor, or any other expenses which is directly related to the manufacturing of a particular product is known as an direct cost, or it also can be stated as an prime cost. So prime cost is as same as your direct cost, and direct cost is as same as your prime cost, which both includes your direct material cost, direct labor cost, as well as the direct expenses. Then comes your indirect cost. Indirect cost is somewhere like I have to manufacture a particular product, but the things is not directly in contact with manufacturing a particular product, but I have to bear those expenses which is indirectly affecting for manufacturing a particular product. That is what is known as an indirect cost. It is like the cost which cannot be identified to particular department, but that has to be incurred in the organization for manufacturing a product is known as an indirect cost. Then moving towards the next one, that is the fixed cost. We also call it as an period cost. Fixed cost, the term itself again is telling us that the cost that we are going to incur for manufacturing a particular product is fixed for a given period of time, despite there is a wide fluctuations in the output. Unless and until there are many changes or there is a wide fluctuation in the production of an organization, the cost that is incurring, it will be fixed for a certain period of time. Maybe like the lease purchases that you have done for your machines, or the rent that you are paying it for your plant layout, all these are fixed for a certain period of time. Moving towards the next one, that is one of the cost, that is the variable cost. Variable cost, the term variable itself tells us that it is variable in nature, means it will be changing in itself. When it will be changing? It will be changing when the level of activity or the level of output that is changing in the organization with certain period of time. At the same amount of time, your variable cost also changes. That is what is the variable cost. Okay, then comes the next one, that is the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is nothing but the maximum possible alternative, the maximum possible alternative income that is earned if the resources are applied to some alternative use. In the sense, we already have an abundant of resources with us, we are going to use those resources from for some alternative use in the organization, and at the same time, when we are using it for some alternative uses, we are also earning an income out of it. So here, when you are making the same resources used to some other alternative use, that particular amount is known as an opportunity cost, and out of which again you are gaining something to your organization. That is what is known as an opportunity cost. Then comes the controllable cost. Controllable cost is which can be controlled, or we can say it can be managed by the management, or it can be managed by the different levels of the organization. Top level management people can manage it, or it may be the bottom level management people can manage the cost in the organization. For example, we can take into consideration the electricity supply. When the production is not going on, we can shut down the machines, or we can switch off the power if it is not in use, so that you can have some control over the power cost. You can deduct the cost when it is not in use. So this kind of a cost is called as a controllable cost. Then comes the non-controllable cost. Non-controllable costs are the cost which cannot be controlled at any level of organization. Means any managerial supervision, they are not into like they cannot control this particular expenses that has to be incurred in the organization. It has to be bared for manufacturing a certain amount of product. You have to bear that particular cost. That is what is known as a non-controllable cost. Then comes the imputed, or it is also called as a notional cost. Imputed or notional cost is nothing but it these are the costs which have actually incurred but considered in cost account, are which are called as notional cost. Maybe like for example, your depreciation, it is fully written off in respect of asset but still having some useful life in it. So at the same time, you are going to take this into consideration, that is the depreciation, which is notional depreciation, is called as a notional cost. Okay, then comes the joint cost. Joint cost is nothing but we have got many different resources that are available in an organization. Maybe it is the raw materials, maybe it is any other material that we are having, but what we are doing it, we are using the same material, or we are using the same resources, which is in result of two or more different products. In the sense, I am manufacturing one product, I'm using the material, and the same material is used for some any other product to manufacture in the same organization. That is what is called as a joint cost, or it is also called as a common cost. Then comes the sunk cost, or it is also called as a sunk loss. Okay, these costs are the past costs which are not taken into account in decision making. We say that this particular sunk cost is the cost which is already incurred in the organization, and we don't take that into consideration when we are making a particular decision. In the words like a cost which is incurred or has had been already sunk in the past and is not relevant in the present particular decision. Okay, this it has already been incurred in the past and now it is not going to affect the present decision making. That is what is known as a sunk cost. Okay, then comes the programmed cost. Programmed cost is something, here you are going to program it. Okay, you know that this particular cost we have to bear it, and you are going to program that particular cost is known as a programmed cost. Like for example, this particular programmed cost is a decision that has to be taken by the top level management people. Like for example, like you want to send some of your employees to a foreign trip for the business related, then you can say that this particular cost is known as a programmed cost. Okay, then comes your differential cost. Differential cost is change in the total cost from one level to another level of activity is called as differential cost, or we also call it as an incremental cost. Change in the total cost in the sense, today, if you're manufacturing 500 units of a particular product, maybe your cost for cost of production will be around 5 lakhs of rupees. So at the same time, tomorrow when you are manufacturing around 600 units of the same product, then the total cost from 5 lakhs of rupees, it will be increased with certain level of activity. So at the same time, so the difference is what we are seeing is known as a differential cost. When the level of activity is changing from one level of activity to the another level of activity, then the production cost also increases, and this has an effect in the total cost. That is what is known as a differential cost. Then comes the discretionary cost, or we also call it as a policy cost. Here discretionary cost is nothing but it is the expenditure which is incurred for the research and development. Okay, we have to go for the research and development. We want to bring up certain developments in the organization. At the same amount of time, you are having an you are having you want to incur some this cost on this particular R&D department. That particular expenditure is called as an discretionary cost, or it is also called as an policy cost. Okay, it may be like you spend the money on your research and development, you spend on your employees training program, you spend for your advertising means, you spend for your sales campaign, or you donate some money into your from your organization. All this, the cost that you are bearing it is what is known as a policy cost, or it is also called as a discretionary cost. Okay, then comes the conversion cost. Conversion cost is nothing but the cost or the expenses which you are going to incur it for converting the raw materials into the finished products. Okay, you have got a raw material in your organization, you have to convert it into a final product. That is what is known as a finished product. You are going to bear some cost in it. That is what is called as a conversion cost. Maybe you want a labor there, you want some other expenses, you want in a factory overheads. All that expenses that comes in total together is known as a conversion expenses. Then comes the relevant cost. Relevant cost, the cost which is appropriate to a specific management decisions, means the cost that you are going to take into consideration by a specific management decision, and you're going to relate it to something in the organization. That is what is known as a relevant cost. Then comes the set down cost. Set down cost is something, the cost which is incurred will be continued even if the plant is temporarily shut down. In the sense, you are not having any kind of production in your organization, no product is manufactured in the organization, but still you have got certain kind of cost which you have to bear in your organization, which is known as a set down cost. Like for example, you have to pay the rents, you have to pay the taxes to the government, which is known as a set down cost. So here, the further things we will discuss in the next class, from the postponable cost, out of pocket cost. We'll see these things from the next class. Thank you.